You are about to witness a global movement. The medical system has failed us. Pharmaceuticals are designed to make us sick, weak, dependent. Not anymore. This is the Medicine Girl podcast with renowned healing expert and registered nurse Robin Stebbins. Every week, we shine the light on new ways to heal your body from the root, ignite your inner healer, and tap into your divine wisdom. Begin to live harmoniously with your mind, body, and spirit. You are stronger than you think, braver than you realize. Now is the time to wake up and start living healthier, wealthier, and laugh out loud happier. And here we go.
I'll give myself a couple seconds. Hi, this is Robin, and I am coming at you live with the Medicine Girl podcast with Stephanie Stanford in Florida. So I first found out about Stephanie. I was just stumbling on Facebook and saw a live video that you did on the beach. And I can't exactly remember what you're talking about, but it just filled me with this like warm, bubbly feeling. And like I just said, effervescence coming through you. And I've been following you ever since. And what really strikes me is this Soca. So Stephanie, can you tell me and tell everybody a little bit about yourself and then go into what is Soca?
Sure. First of all, I can't stop smiling right now because Rob and I have a thing. We actually just met officially sort of on the phone the other day, and then we've been following each other. But my vibes are so high. I feel like I've had 10 cups of coffee and I haven't had any, I promise. But so let me jump on in. I'm Steph Stanford. I'm actually a mind, body, soul coach. But really, it's just a bunch of fanciness. That means I teach people how to connect to spirit and then take actions based on the things that they're given, like guidance. And but soca, interesting story there. It is a Caribbean music, right? And generally, I was laughing with Robin the other day because generally the messages are pretty positive. They pretty much say three things: women have big bumpers and great bodies. Love all people, have a good time, drink rum. That's pretty much the extent.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
How can you go wrong with that?
That's why I love it. But and I like to say, hey, you don't have to be Caribbean to like Caribbean music. Everyone is welcome. Everyone is just allowed to come in this community and have a good time. So I do use it for therapy. We'll talk about that, I guess.
Yeah. And I think what we had kind of touched on when we were just chatting for the first time is celebrating our bodies as they are. And in this society, Western society, there's a specific body type that's beautiful. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of women, especially women my age, I'm 51, have bought into it. So we're constantly striving for something other than what we are, and constantly striving to love our bodies when they get to be a certain way. This like attachment to the somedays. Someday when maybe when I lose 25 pounds, the message I want to convey and to share is like, love your body as is. And I like what you said about the soca and the women that you've seen in all shapes and sizes wearing all various forms of, bikinis or wild outfits, whatever, but they're all seen as beautiful by the men.
Yeah. So let me give you a little background.
Yes.
I found this, but I need to tell the community. I found soca music a little bit later in life. My father's from Barbados. My mom's African American, but I was raised in the sexy town of Lansing, Michigan. Not super sexy, but good people. So there wasn't a large Caribbean population there. And then I moved to South Florida later and just found this whole community of folks who felt like me. So I started getting to the music, but not just the music. I realized, Robin, when you hang out with these people, they all share certain values. And it's what you said just now. They really, truly believe that every woman is beautiful. And what struck me is really interesting. One of the first times when I went to Carnival, by the way, is when you pretty much put on a bikini, drink rum, and dance on the road for 2 full days. That's really what it is. You just
gotta try that.
Dancing all day. It is amazing. I'd love you to come. But when I went, I was shocked because the pictures, show somebody who's 22 and they're a size 4. Girl, no. When you get there, there are women that are size 22. All sizes, all skin colors. And honestly, it was amazing to me because they didn't care if there was cellulite or something hanging over. Nobody cared. I learned that the values of this community are all about loving who you are right now. Because, girl, this is everything. Just love it. God gave you this. It's okay to show it. It's like celebrating women, you know?
And well, I love what you said, because especially for women, again, in this society, we're brought down. Either we're too fat, too thin. Oh, girl, you're getting too thin now. Or like, no, it's my body. I've got to have sovereignty over my body, love my body as is. But what you said is they don't care. Like the whole society doesn't care. And I think in that it's healing. I had a experience with 3 of my girlfriends last year, and we just got down to our skivvies and gave each other massages, but said these beautiful things about each other's body. And that was the first time I'd really allowed that. And it was the most healing experience of my life. Because before that, it was look in the mirror and find the faults, tear myself down, not even recognizing I was doing that. Because, you know, I'm on a spiritual path. I got to celebrate self-love, blah, blah, blah. I'm doing the lip service, but not the heart service. And it wasn't until the girls, you know, and I did this little fun exercise, was like, okay, now I see what self-love is, but hearing it from another. So in that community and everyone celebrating whatever you look like, I'm in.
And even ageism, like they just don't practice that. There are 18 and 20-year-olds out there dancing, but people's mothers, they call them tanties, means like auntie.
Yes.
Oh, look at the auntie. It means your old aunt is out here. Who cares? Yes,
Yeah.
she's out there with her little swimsuit on too, having a good time. I love what you said, though, about doing the work, because I just want to be honest and say it's something I still practice.
Mm-hmm.
So even though I know what I know in my head, and even though the community tells me it's great and it's all allowed, honestly, it's still a practice with me. I have to check myself, just like you said, when I wake up in the morning and I'm looking at my visuals, I have to say, wait, just what are you doing in your mind? You know, you look great. You're beautiful right now. God made this. If I may tell you a really fast, funny story. So
Please.
I have a 19-year-old stepdaughter. I've known her since she was 4. So when she first started coming with her dad and I to our home and spending time, we were going out one day and I had on something a little skimpy, I guess. Whatever. It's okay in the community, right? Nobody cares. So I had on some shorts and something, and she whispered to me, I can see your boobies. A little cleavage. I can see your boobies. And I said, yeah, you know what, honey? God gave them to me. It's okay to show them.
Mm-hmm. I love that. And I love it because I just wear what I like to wear, and I'm comfortable sometimes more in my own skin. But again, it's a practice. It's a daily practice, and I'm going to fall off the little wagon every now and then and go back to that, oh God, I'm gaining weight or I'm losing weight or whatever it is. I'm tearing myself down. I'm creating violence within myself instead of, when you shift your perspective to the beauty, then you start to see the beauty more. It's like a habit. It's a habit of, I can either see myself as beautiful and all the beautiful parts of myself, or I can tear myself down. So which do I want to practice?
My aunt always says 2 things. She says, first of all, if today were the very last day of your life, would you care? Really? Would you care? Like, okay, so you have some wrinkles right here.
Yeah.
Would you really care? Or I know somebody who doesn't wear shorts because she doesn't feel like she's ready to wear shorts, you know, with people maybe judging her shorts. I said, screw that. Wear your shorts.
Wear your shorts.
Would you care? And she also says, right now is the youngest you're ever going to be.
Yeah.
Really tell me
take that in, because, you know, especially people listening, when you look back at yourself 10 years ago, you're like, oh, I look great. Why was I so hard on myself? Like, do that right now. Your future self will thank you.
Yes. I've been saying when I'm 70, I'm going to look back and say, my God, you were hot.
Yes. Yep. And I think we do. And women in our 50s, like we were talking about, there's kind of a new energy coming in that we're having to deal with. And that's, you know, our worth has sometimes been placed on what we look like and how young we are and how beautiful and fitting into that certain tiny little square of what beauty is. And as I'm aging and I'm becoming less and less noticed or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It's like, well, who am I underneath all that? Which is the beautiful question anyway.
I heard Selma Hayek say something really cool. I was listening to a video that she had, some podcast, and she said, as gorgeous as she is, she said, I hardly ever look at myself in the mirror. I thought, what? She said, I hardly ever look at myself in the mirror because I know my beauty is composed of so many other things.
Yes.
Wow. And so that's been a lesson to me to work on that, because I think she's a phenomenal woman, right? And I just thought,
Yeah.
she feels I can do better.
Well, and when you really look at what we are in truth, my energy is not contained within this vessel.
Yeah.
You know, that's part of it, but it's maybe 0.0001% of who I am. And to get lost in this facade or what I look like is missing the whole beauty of who we are as humans, and especially as we age. So what if, we get the wrinkles and things just start gravitating towards back to Mother Earth.
Back to Earth. I like that.
Slowly melting back to Earth. It's a slow process, and it happens to all of us, but to then be able to celebrate that, because it's just 0.001% of who I am. The rest is this beautiful energy, this light that's, came into this world and will go out of this world. You can measure your heart 8 feet outside of your body with our measurement system. I'm sure you can measure it way farther out. So I am, and we all are this energy, this universe.
Sometimes, Robin, every once in a while, have you ever walked in someplace and seen a woman who's like 70 years old, maybe 75 years old, and you just think, wow, she has something.
Yes.
My husband has a lady, he calls a second mom. She's just this spicy little fireball of stuff.
Yes.
And every time I see her in a room, it's literally like her light and her energy lighted up, and everyone looks at her and talks to her, and she sort of takes over a room without trying.
Yes.
And my goal is to be that. Not that I have to take over a room, but my goal is to be that kind of beauty that's shining from here. You know what I mean? And so that's
I do.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it's when we put up a facade. So here's the perfect Robin that I want you guys to see and celebrate, instead of the entirety of who I am, the light, the shadow, the insecure Robin, the lit up Robin. It's all me. But to come clean and not have to put up any kind of facade, be really vulnerable with people, you get to see my light. And I think that's what attracts people, the right kind of people, because you're just a ball of energy. You're a ball of light. My mom is similar. She's 87.
Wow.
And in amazing shape, works sometimes full-time as a CPA, just lit up and has that charisma, that draws people in. So, especially as we're getting older and we can celebrate the people that are getting advanced, so what? It should be celebrated. It should be looked at as, this is our treasure. What can we see from that? Or, not doing the ages. I'm like, oh, she's so cute. And, yeah. She's not a little toddler.
Oh, Lord, that's funny. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Yeah. It's about celebrating all that we are, but continuing to practice it. I don't know if very many people just have that lesson locked down.
I don't think anybody does. And Byron Katie says that through her experience, no one has any more wisdom than anyone else. You might have more knowledge about something, or an MD might, have gone to school a few more years, but the wisdom that we have is all equal, from the homeless guy to the, CEO, whatever. We have equal wisdom to share.
What a wonderful thing.
Yeah. And so no one's above each other.
I love that. I love that. Robin, we're talking about women's bodies and loving and embracing our bodies. I'm working on this idea of sexiness.
I would love to hear what you think about this. This is a big topic for me right now. And and yesterday it got lit up too. So this is perfect timing. Yeah, I posted a blog with me in an evening dress holding a propane tank, and I got a lot of triggered people.
You mean they said things that weren't as complimentary, like expressly? Right. Really?
Yeah.
Well, they have a right to their opinion.
And it's about sexiness.
I can also unfriend you because I don't have to receive that energy, right? It's up to us how we want to deal with it. But it's interesting you'd say that. So two things. This goes back to that Soca community again.
Yes.
They have a philosophy of a dance is just a dance. So to people looking that don't understand what's going on, it looks very provocative. You can get a little bit sexual, a little not sexual, but sensual and a
Sensual.
little crazy with your partner. And the
Yes.
funny thing is, no one even assumes you want their phone number. No one assumes you're going to date them. I dance with men I don't find attractive. There are men I'm sure that maybe don't find me attractive, but a dance is just a dance. Nobody cares in that culture. But the thing is, trying to remember that when I leave that culture, right? When I'm just at like the grocery store. I guess I just brought it up because I want to tell you, I'm working on that right now. What does sexy feel like at 50? And
Yes.
I only said my age because Robin made me brave and she made me say it because I'm dealing with that number right
Yeah.
now. But
That's why we're talking too, because, you know, it's like, oh, she just admitted her age. Oh,
yeah,
okay. I maybe can do that. It's like we're stepping into the arena, and yeah, that's going to create some internet trolls, and that's going to create some people judging us. But who cares about that? I'm in the arena to be judged. You know, how I project upon you is not my business, but it's my business how I live my spirit, how I spirit my whole energy being through this life. So let's hear your take on sexiness.
Well, here's the deal. Everyone is entitled to their version of what they call God or spirit or universe. I have no judgment about any name, whatever you call it. Or even if you're an atheist, that's fine. Whatever you are, choice. For me, God is a woman most of the time. It can change. It can flip around. It can be nature. It can be all kinds of things. But I feel like God made sexy, or the goddess made sexy, or whatever you want to call it. I literally feel like sexy is part of expressing your fabulousness.
Yes.
The flower and say, that's just too yellow. Oh, damn it, that yellow,
Right.
it's just too yellow. Like, nobody does that.
Or the wind is too windy, windy, the sun is too sunny.
Right. Yeah, right. The sun's just too sunny.
It's too sunny today. Oh. Can you go back and fix yourself, son? It's just not working for me today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that I really believe that the goddess or whatever you call it created sexy. It's just a part of who we are. So be okay with letting that out there as much as you can, because when my personal energy is high, I know I'm in alignment. Like I'm in that spirit of flow. Robin talked to me about flow yesterday. But I know when I'm feeling high and energetic and beautiful about myself, I'm in flow. So the money and the love and anything you want for yourself is coming more easily and more rapidly. So, honey, I'm embracing the sexy. Whatever. Wear what you want. Walk how you want. Live how you want. That's where you find it.
I love that. And I love that it can be so healing to women who have created violence within themselves.
Yeah.
And you will not be with somebody that treats you worse than you treat yourself. So if you're treating yourself with violence, you're going to find somebody else that treats you similarly, you know. And this idea of sexiness and celebrating our sexiness at whatever age, whatever size, I'm all for, especially for us women.
And I don't embrace that. You're too old to wear that thing. I'm over that. If you, those are not about an age. If you feel beautiful in that, wear it. I don't care. I don't care what it is. If you feel good, it's meant for you to have that thing. It's meant for you
I
to
agree. Yeah. Yeah. And so, and like, was it your aunt that said, you know, if this was your last day on earth, you're going to wear those. I'm going to wear my short shorts and my high heels. I like it. Sorry. Sorry to offend anyone.
Maybe not to work. You know, there are some small limits we put in place, but it's your call. I agree.
Yeah, and own it. Own your sexiness. You know, you gotta feel good about what you're in. And I think that speaks to, you've got to know yourself in truth. So I like short shorts and high heels. But if somebody sees me wearing them, it's like, well, let's see if I can pull that off. But it's not in their heart. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. You got to wear what you feel sexy and what lights up your body and your mind, your spirit.
But hey, girls of all sizes, honey, it is for you. I just want to reiterate that it is for you.
Yes,
it's for you, not about your age or your size. And that goes for women that feel that they're too small as well. Because I think because I'm a woman of color, we're very curvy naturally, generally, and so we're always very conscious of our curves. I've always been. I'm a busty chick. And when I work in corporate, I always wore big jackets to cover myself up, always. And I would take my hair in this tight little ponytail so no one would see the curls. I was just trying to push myself down as small as I could possibly be.
Yes.
But sometimes I believe that I maybe don't give enough thought to the women who feel too skinny, because there are women on all sides of this thing, right? So I'm just saying, embrace your sexy regardless of who you are and what you look like.
In this moment.
In this moment.
Look in that mirror in this moment and embrace it. And for those that have a hard time with it, one practice that I started with was just noticing one thing that about your body that's exquisite. So it could just be your collarbone of the moment if you can't find anything. And I have had clients that couldn't find anything. So I'm like, well, what do what's something that you find neutral? My eyebrows. Okay, let's start there. But it shifts it enough to start the light beaming on. Let's find what's exquisite about me. Because I find everyone beautiful. I truly do. And I see, and we were talking about this yesterday, some of our superpowers. I can see your light. I showed up toxically trying to get other people to see the light that I saw. Right. Let them spirit their energy the way they want to spirit their energy. I don't need to drag them into the light. See how beautiful you are? I want to. I want to do it. It was like, no, Robin, let them go. Leave them alone.
Because then that's our energy, actually.
Yes.
And this is something really, maybe, Robin, for women as well. I love that yesterday I said, what's our topic? Do you have questions? I'm trying to be the organizer. Robin said, listen, lady, we are in flow here. Okay. We're just going to let the heart, vocal cords take over and flow. So you brought up something, and that is how much energy we women give to trying to help others see it our way, do it our way, encourage a little control. I feel so much better when I just am not doing that.
Yeah. Well, there's a great quote to that. It's the lighthouse doesn't go around looking for boats to rescue. It just shines in its light. So, and if it did go around looking for boats to rescue, they both would crash. So, right? So let's just stand there shining. All we have to do is shine in our own light. And what you were saying about that elderly woman that everyone just gravitates to, that has that energy, she's just shining in her light, and people are like, zoom, zoom. People will come to you and ask you questions or ask you, I see, like me, I came to you. I was like, you shine with such vibrancy. Let's share that, because the whole point of this podcast and me putting all this work into it is because I want to show people there's other ways of healing their bodies besides taking prescription medications. Not that they're all bad and that there isn't a time and a place for them, but for the most part, they don't heal the body. They just either put a Band-Aid or make it worse. So let's get back to Soca and what that has done in your life and kind of activating your inner healer.
Wow. Ooh, love this. So I'm going to take it to a specific incident, because I think people remember stories and quotations like you just said about the lighthouse. So I would say it was about 4 years ago, maybe. I was at a carnival in Barbados. So in my hotel room, getting ready to go out. And, my crowd is there. A few people are with me. And I was a little insecure about wearing something. Because like I said, it's a process, right?
Yes.
I was a little insecure about wearing something. And so I was feeling kind of nice in this outfit, but I just wasn't sure. And so I looked at my friends and people there and I said, does this look okay? Guys, does this look all right? Because we do that, right?
Yeah.
We want a little validation. Or we want a friend to say, no, girl, love you, probably something else.
Yeah. That's wearing you right now.
Yeah, that's wearing you. Oh, good word. So I asked, and I expected to get either that looks great or, well, these other shorts would look better kind of things. Normally very positive. But somebody in the community said, you should not wear that. Look at your side. Tell me that does not look good on you. You should not wear that. And in one instant, I could feel all my old memories of insecurity, all the times I didn't feel good about myself, all the times I felt like I wasn't in shape. All those things came back with one comment from somebody else. And I could feel myself actually start to cry. So I turned away from them so they couldn't see me. And I just kind of looked in the mirror like I was putting on my makeup, but I felt overwhelmed. And I was having a talk with myself and I said, do you want to keep feeling like this? Do you want to keep feeling like this? And the most important thing I said is that a truth or an opinion that you heard? Truth or an opinion?
Yep.
And I decided that was someone's opinion, that I didn't want it to be mine. And so even if I didn't look perfect, I was going to go on this Soca boat ride and have the time of my life where really nobody cared what I looked like. And I knew that. So I consciously made a decision.
Yeah.
And I wore that outfit, and guess what I did? I got out there and danced like a maniac. My friends said, "What happened to you today? Something was different." I said, "Yeah, I chose me." So soca is a music that's fun and energetic and lively. So it lifts your energy and your vibration. You know, that's some spiritual stuff, but just makes you feel good. Just makes you feel
Yes.
good. So I tell people, if you will do something small, like just sway your hips a little bit, it sort of loosens up that female energy you were talking
Yeah.
about
Yeah.
earlier. And that builds power over time. So that's one way soca has helped me, and the way I've used it to change things. Just remembering that community and that I'm connected to them. Even if you don't know anybody else but me through this podcast and
Right.
Robin's podcast, you know two people.
Right. Well, and I want to just go back to what you were saying, because I think we have these perceptions of people, especially with this whole online presence.
Oh my goodness.
And we can really post the best of the best. And we have, now we have, and like, the days with the click cameras, we've got like 100 different angles of the selfie, and I throw away probably 99. They're like, oh, Jesus.
We all do. Me too. Yeah.
What was that? But for me to look at you and I see this vibrant energy, but to be able to share and be vulnerable and say, no, I don't have it figured out, and it's a process. And so when we all know that, no matter what our size, no matter what belief system we have about our body, it's a process, it's a daily process, and it's a daily practice like yoga and any other form of exercise. You don't get to be physically fit by just thinking about it or hoping.
That's true.
It's every day, and every day is going to be a different day. Sometimes I'm like, boom, I feel powerful, feminine, sexy. Nobody can say anything that's going to touch me. And then there's days it's like, oh my God, I'm wearing the weight of the world on my shoulder, my victim medallion, like poor me. But it's the shift, like you said. You decided that you have sovereignty over your body. So everyone's opinion is everyone's opinion. You get to decide what your truth is, and you get to decide what goes through your hard drive.
Yeah. But the music helped me. You said it was about the music. So what I've learned is understanding the words, if you're not from the islands, takes a little bit of time. And I'm even still learning, because different islands have their own slang and they sound slightly different. If you've never heard it before, that's fine. But if you just put on some Google soca music.
Yes. Or go to Stephanie's website or your Facebook page, and all your little posts are amazing to get an idea. It looks so fun.
But if you just Google that and literally put on the music, and no one has to be in your house, no one's seeing you, just let yourself dance a little. I don't care if you look like Carlton from Will Smith. Remember? If you're old enough to remember that. He had the craziest dance. Who cares?
I'll post a link to it.
Yeah, if you feel some sexy hip gyrating thing, because I think that's what you're going to feel, like let that out. Because the art of practicing that, as you said, Robin, opens up something spiritually and energetically inside that leads to shift. And one last thing I'll say, I'll stop talking. I get so excited because
I love this. Keep going.
You keep taking it back to process, and that excites me, because I didn't reach any of this overnight. It took time, and it's still taking time. I'm like a plant. I'm still growing, right?
Yes.
So soca music is like that as well. The more you listen to it, the more it will bring out your feminine energy, and you will truly start to feel empowered and sexy and beautiful. And then you'll learn what the words say, and you'll start to say, oh yeah, my bumper's fat.
Yeah.
It's okay to say that.
And celebrate it, and celebrate the beauty of it. And what I was talking about when we were saying, let's go into what sexy is, because it's my sexy is not your sexy. And it couldn't be. And if I tried to be Steph sexy, everyone would just be like, oh, girl, please, please, no.
And vice versa.
But do your own song, do your own dance, do your own movement. What feels good to your body, and what feels good when you move your body in a certain way, and own your sexiness. And if it is doing the, Carlton dance, own it. I love dancing. I love doing any kinds of movement, being silly, being goofy, and even making a mockery of it to start with, just to get yourself over that, that hump of feeling self-conscious. It's like, just be silly.
I love it. You know what's something actually I did recently, Robin, that took me over the threshold of a new level of confidence? Oh my gosh. sometimes you do small little things to slowly build, and sometimes you
Yeah.
sort of rip that Band-Aid off, right? I did a rip the Band-Aid thing. So I live in South Florida near the beach, 20 minutes away. I was at the beach, had on my headphones, and I was listening to Soca, and it just started feeling so good to me. I mean, I was like, wow. So I'm walking slowly along the beach. I know
Yeah.
there's people out there. I'm a little self-conscious, but I said, screw this. If this is my last day, what would I do?
Right.
So I threw down everything on the beach. I just started dancing really provocatively, very sensually. I kind of looked at the water and looked away from the people so I wouldn't have to see them,
Yes.
and let loose. And it was amazing. And when I was done, I literally almost felt like something had just taken over my soul and my energy. I felt like a new human being. So you
I
can
have
rip the
chills.
that, do it.
That okay, so that there's a whole bunch to unpack in that, because if I saw you dancing next to the ocean provocatively and you're celebrating your sexual power and your feminine energy, I would be inspired. And I'm inspired just hearing the story, because then it gives us permission to sing our own song, and we each come into this universe with our own songs. And I think it would be just a crime not to have that expressed. Like, we want to hear your song. I want to hear your song. I don't want to hear you sing my song. And I'm sure you don't want me to sing your song. That's just, yee. It doesn't, nobody can pull that off. Nobody can pull
Robin is
off
a tweetable moment. She says things and I'm just like, stop, I want to tweet that. Stop, I want to tweet that. Don't sing my sexy song. I love her. Sorry, I have to say. Go ahead.
Yes. So, okay. So now you're on the beach, you're celebrating your divine feminine energy. And what I keep noticing is, like, you get these shifts. So when you're in the flow state, and I think we need to remind everyone that it's not easy being in flow state. It just means you're in alignment with what you were here to do on this planet. You're in alignment with your soul. That doesn't make it easy. It doesn't make you bulletproof from people's remarks.
Right.
But it does mean when you listen to the person tell you not to wear the shorts, or you're on the beach and you're just dancing your dance, the universe is like, let's flow to this way. And now you're the lighthouse, shining your beautiful light for all of us to see and inspire us.
I felt for me like it was so when I'm at the ocean, I sort of feel like that's my biggest place to connect with all that is good and holy, whatever you call that. The ocean is just my special place where I feel like the universal energy is on fire there,
Yes.
right? So I literally felt like it was a cleansing and a cleaning. Maybe you'll feel something else, but it's being brave enough to say, I'm going to just let love flow in any way it wants to come out and feel what is happening around me. And so
that's beautiful. I'm writing that down. I just want to let love flow. Because what else are we doing here on this planet? I think we're here to, we're definitely not here to suffer, but suffering's part of it. Suffering's part of the growth. Yeah. And suffering for you was hearing, hey, don't wear those shorts. Something else would look better. But it's like, oh, I don't have to suffer. That would be my choice, to feel sad and cry and let them have an opinion about who I am. Mm-hmm. So then we shift out of it, and all of a sudden we are God. We are God manifesting in whatever ways God manifests.
That's it. Oh my God.
And we're letting that love flow out of us.
Wow, that was everything. We are God. That's a new concept for me too. Embracing that. Yes. I am God, like being brave enough to say that.
Yes. And it can be very triggering to people, but it's my truth. And I know that, and I've seen it over and over and over, to just, not worry about what other people think, because it's like God is everything. And we're these little cells of God, and we're but a drop in the ocean, but that's the beautiful part of it. I think somebody, and I love your ocean analogy, because the ocean has always been so healing to me. And now you've inspired me. I live like 45 minutes from the open ocean, so I can go and do a soca dance. I'm going to do it. But there's a show called The Good Place, and they described our lives as a wave. So we're a wave forming in the ocean. We come up, we crest, we crash down, and the wave is never seen again. Our bodies then go back to the earth, but we're still part of the ocean.
Oh, oh my gosh, we're not seen again, but we're still part of it. That makes me
Yes.
understand. That's a little overwhelming.
Yeah. Yeah. As it's a lot to unpack. But again, it's like, that's me, God. That's me as a God, Godding in the way I God, as this beautiful wave that's only seen for a certain amount of time, and then it's gone, but it's still part of everything. It
Yeah.
didn't disappear.
And the ocean needs all those drops to exist.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Robin. I got to give you a snap, people. Robin needs snaps on that. That is so exciting. Oh my gosh. That's
Oh,
amazing.
we could talk forever on this. Yeah. And I feel so inspired by you. And I have always seen life as a triple win. So I'm winning by talking to you. I hope you're winning by talking to me. And then people around us can get inspired. And then it's just like boom, 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 boom. Lights and lights and lights go on. And I always want everything I do to be a triple win.
My heart feels so open right now, people. It really does. I hope everyone who listens to this, their heart feels as open as mine does. It's definitely win-win-win because I received a
Yes,
lot.
mine too. And that's a beautiful thing. And I try to, one of the things I do when I coach people is I try to get them out of here and into here. And we were talking, yesterday, there's a bundle of neurons in your heart, one in your gut, but they actually innervate the vocal cords from the heart. So you can literally speak from your heart. And I can tell when I'm speaking from my heart or when I'm nervous and trying to project something that I'm not.
Yeah.
Or trying, maybe trying to get you to see me in a different way or as the expert and I hear it and it's like, oh, let me drop down into my heart. Hang on just a second. And you can do that. And you can just feel what is the heart wanting. And the heart, I believe, will never steer you wrong.
I agree. Well, what you're talking about is awareness. You are an awareness girl.
Yes.
So it's really so much of changing anything you want in your life, no matter what point you are at as far as transitions, is just being aware of where you are. Because when you're aware, you can say, do I want to be here? Or do I want to try something else? And then you can
That's it. And that's the power. That's the power. So when you're experiencing a moment, like I was attacked on the email yesterday for the post I did in the dress.
Oh.
So in that moment, I can choose to feel hurt by it. I can choose to let those words be my truth,
Yes.
or realize absolutely has nothing to do with me. But taking in the words and considering them, do they have some truth? Yeah, maybe there is some truth to that. And not getting just stonewalled and like, no, that absolutely is not true. Or the way you said it was too mean, so I'm going to shut the rest off. There is some validity in there, and to own what's mine and to let go of the rest so that I'm growing.
I think you're the bravest girl in the universe. I don't even know if I'm there, to be honest with you. I think you're the bravest girl. My new thing when I encounter people with this very divisive community socially right now, it's a hard time on the earth, right? A lot going on, a lot of viewpoints that are fighting against each other. I am learning to say, I know God is, or spirit, universe, is inside of that person.
Yes.
I literally tell myself that when I'm not appreciating someone's viewpoint. I literally say, spirit is in that person. And so I'm talking to that spirit inside of them, even as they're coming at me, and I'm saying, I pray for you. I send you love and light. I may not agree with this person, but I send you love and light. And that makes me feel better inside. So that's my strategy for keeping my own energy.
No, and I think if we all did that, and, I realize when I'm pointing my finger at you, I've got 3 pointed back at myself. Yeah. And so I always look for, what is true in there, but again, not to get stuck in it and not to allow that to be my truth. But also just realizing that when we send someone love that we don't necessarily agree with, we're stopping the fight. Anytime we fight anything, we fight disease, we fight ourselves, it never works. It's the wrong energy. That's energy based out of fear. Yeah. When we put your energy out of love, and I can see, even whoever it is, pick somebody that triggers you, and I see, yes, they are a cell of God doing what they are meant to do. We're not all meant to be love and light and peace and harmony. That is not the way the universe is made up. And I always look to physics to see truth, because harmony in nature, harmony in the universe is not this stagnant line. It's chaos, peace, chaos, peace, as is in my life, as is in everyone's life I've ever seen. And so there are people here that are meant to play the role of shadow, and they choose to do that. And that's absolutely their choice. And I celebrate that just as much as I celebrating somebody doing the light work. You know, we each have our own roles. And another thing I heard from the Course in Miracles is that if, and I'm going to misquote it, but if there was nothing but peace and harmony, the world would cease to exist. And it's a lot to take in, but we're not here to be in heaven.
Yeah.
It's a state to be the crest of the wave, and then we're going to be in the trough. That's what it's about. You can't have heaven only because then it ceases to be heaven. You have to have the contrast to know, I love this. This is a joyful feeling. Oh, this is a sad feeling. I need the contrast. I need to know what light is. If all I ever had was light, I would never know it as light.
I appreciate it so much.
Yeah, I need to know the dark and the cold and the storm to appreciate that warm sun on my face and feeling that soca dance next to the ocean. Future talk.
That's right. Really true. Robin, I'm learning so much from listening to you. Those are concepts that I'm still working on. I know of them intellectually in my brain.
Yeah.
I'm still working on those things. And as a coach, you know, I'm at a point where I'm able to help a lot of people do things as well, transition from one area to another.
Yes.
But I have to admit that I'm still a real human, and there's still things that I'm working on too. So you're helping
every
me.
day. But thank you for saying that, because I'm the same way. I just had, you know, whatever our lessons are and traumas and whatever, they lead us to seeking either healing or seeking shadow. And mine sought healing. So I was a voracious reader, and I've read everything I possibly could read, thinking I was going to fix myself.
Yes. Oh
that
my
was
God.
what I was so attached to. So attached to fixing myself, because I'm a broken girl, clearly, because, you know, I found all these, you know, ways of validating that in my life. Well, see, I have this bad thing happen, and that, until I finally just let go of, I'm not broken. God is not broken.
Ooh, I'm writing that down. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We are perfect in this moment, as perfect as we can be. And that means we're flawed. We're perfectly flawed. We're perfectly imperfect. Everything that we are is human. And yeah, I'm going to make mistakes. Yeah, I'm going to definitely get off track. Yes, I have my days of feeling like I am a slug.
Just slugging it out here.
Right. You know, it's going to be a slug day. Mondays, am I right?
Those are days you really need Soca more than other days. Some days you feel frumpy or not as attractive, or just, I don't know, sometimes life is tough. You know, there are days life is harder.
But that's it. We have, you know, your toolbox filled with things like you're talking about. Get your Soca music, get your, you know, have everything super ready and available, so that when you get it, you know, my slug state or my down in the trough, way down deep, I'm like, I don't have to seek out, oh, what should I do? Because my brain is not going to be in that mode of healing. It's going to be in the mode of poor is me, more woe is me, poor me, etc. So have your stuff at the ready when you get in those states, because it's all a choice. Now I can shift my perspective if I want. If I want to wallow, I'm going to wallow. I'm going to be the best wallower I can possibly be.
And sometimes, you know, I'm glad you brought this up. I'm learning that there are some negative thoughts and feelings that come in that I need to say, not today. I am not thinking about that today. I choose no.
Yes.
But there's some bigger things that I need to say, you're going to deal with this. Is this a belief that you need to look at? So sometimes it's okay to wallow. Sometimes it's okay to push that aside. You have to decide for yourself what's really needed here.
And it's feeling my feelings and understanding, you know, not running from them, not saying, oh, this is a bad feeling, so I need to shift it. But to be able to say, oh, I'm having a pity party, that is not serving me, or it's not serving the planet. I would like to shift it. Here's the ways I can shift it. But if I'm in sadness or there's tears coming, I definitely let them flow. It feels as good as anything else. It feels good as that gut laugh that you can't stop yourself from laughing. You know, it's like, it's still a release, and I'm all about releases. Get them out.
Well, you are a nurse, and you and I've talked about health. you have to let the feelings out of the body so they don't harm it.
Yes, that's
So
it.
Yeah. Look, we're so smart. I'm just kidding.
So, well, pretty much solved everything. You're welcome, everyone. You're welcome.
There you go.
all in under an hour too.
We're doing great here. No, I love that. And going back to what you said earlier, we all have the same amount of wisdom. It's just some people are maybe perhaps more aware of it. We all have wisdom. Tap it in. We're to learn from each other.
Amen to that. And in closing, what can you bring? Like, what's our best takeaway with Soca and your vibrancy?
Yeah, best takeaway ever. I always say, if this were my last day, what I want to share, I'd want to say 100% life is meant for living. You're just not promised tomorrow. Do everything. Let yourself have a little brownie today if that's what you need. Take a walk outside in the rain. Call somebody and tell them you love them, or send a text that says, you are freaking special. If you curse once in a while, that's okay. Stop judging yourself. Dance your dances. Be wild. No self-judgment.
I'm gonna record that and play that every morning. That was beautiful. You are sunshine. You're like sunshine in a bottle.
Thank you, Robin. I adore you. Thank you for this time.
Thank you so much. And where can people find you?
They can find me on Instagram, the Steph Stanford, Facebook, Stephanie Stanford, or my website is stephstanford.com. So that's me.
Perfect. Okay, and I will have all the links under the show notes. And if you guys want to take a screenshot of this episode and tag either Steph or and I will personally answer any questions that you have or comments. I love them. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you so much, Steph.
Thank you, Robin.